Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to go ahead and talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Girl, listen, we just gonna talk about the episode. Um, okay, girl, I'm not gonna complain because ain't nobody making me review this show, right? So why are you complaining? All right, so Tisha and Marceau. Can I say something? I ain't got no money, girl. I can't build no house if I tried to. Girl, I couldn't even really go and buy no house tomorrow if I tried to. So I'm not mad at nobody for buying, a home, trying to build a home. But at this point, hang it up flat screen. They say that it's going to take 2 to 3 years for them to, I guess, build this house. At this point, y'all on y'all way to competing with girl Sheree. Girl, Nene said they make it if you got the coin. Now I don't know if they got the coin or not, but it should not take this long to get a home built. How long have they been working on this house? And then they're about to add an additional 2 to 3 years to it. And then this is the part that I did not understand. They tell us, Tisha and Marceau tell us that they are going to move, they're packing. Tisha throw a sweater in a box and was like, "We moving." I said, "Come on, hoodie. Come on, hoodie in a box." Um, they're moving to an apartment so that they can, I guess, do some renovations on their current home. See, this is the problem. It feels like it's too much going on. Y'all are moving out of your current address to move to a new address so that you can do renovations on your current address while also still trying to build your dream home that you've already been working on for I don't know how many years. So now you're going to add onto the plate an additional home, right? Now the foundation of that home is already there. The house is already there. I don't know if they're trying to get like a new kitchen. They didn't really go into detail about what they're getting done, right? Um, but it just doesn't make sense to me that they have all of these projects going on, and you can't even finish the one that you already started. Girl, all I see out there is dirt. Girl, that's the only thing I saw. That wherever they're building their home, that space still looks the exact same from the last time we saw that space. So you got your new house that you're trying to build. Well, I'm sorry, you got this house you're trying to build, and then you have the house you're living in. You're about to do renovations on that. And while you're doing renovations, I'm assuming that it's going to take a very long time because y'all are moving to an apartment. So you're about to move into an apartment to do renovations on your current home. Like I just don't get it. But girl, that's y'all. Tiffany and Lou. I did think, I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing at Tisha and Marceau. Girl, Marceau actually been kind of funny these last couple of episodes. Girl, I'm gonna say some things in this review that girl may shock y'all and shake the table just a little bit. Let me go ahead and just get this out the way, cause girl, I ain't got time. Okay, I thought it was funny about when when Marceau and Tisha were talking about Tiffany and Lou. I thought it was their interaction with each other was real funny. I said, "Girl, that's how y'all messy. That's how y'all messy couples be. Y'all messy married couples. Girl, they be acting like men don't gossip as much as women. Just go back and watch. Just go back and watch that scene and show how and see how much Marceau was into the mess. So messy, alpha. Tiffany and Lou, Martell, Maurice, Marceau, whatever. Y'all know, for the people who are probably new to my channel, I'm not in it's not my ministry to defend straight men. That's just not my ministry. So, but I will say in some cases where I'm like, oh girl, so and so might be right, so and so is wrong, whatever. And for those who may be new to my channel, Martell Holt is not one of my favorite on reality TV. I think that the way that he treats his ex-wife Melody is absolutely horrible. Martell was not wrong for going straight to Tiffany. I went back and watched the scene with Marceau, Martell, and Tiffany. Marceau was not disrespectful. He was more funny to me than anything. In my honest opinion, Martell nor Marceau were disrespectful to Tiffany. It just looked like it looked like three grown people having a conversation. Now, Marceau is too involved in the mess, yes. But was he really disrespectful to Tiffany? No. Martell had every right to go directly to Tiffany. Because as much as I was entertained by Tiffany, and I still am entertained, because Tiffany began to pop in this season. So Tiffany okay in my book. But the truth is, Tiffany, let's just call a thing a thing, that was disrespectful. And Tiffany, low key, at a minimum, should have got her ass cursed out. The problem starts to come in for me if somebody had went directly to their wife, then what would their response be? Like if somebody sat there and did what Marceau did, what would Marceau have done? Even though I didn't think Marceau was being disrespectful, but I think in their head, like I think they would have done the same thing Lou would have done. That's what I'm trying to say. I think they would have done the same thing. I don't think that Marceau and Martell were disrespectful to Tiffany. Tiffany, girl, you playing a dangerous game. Can we just have some kitchen table talk? I'm I see sometimes women do this, and Tiffany is one of those women. And if you're one of those women, you need to stop. Tiffany is a type of person to put her husband in harm's way. And what I mean by that is this. I remember I was watching Married to Medicine, and I remember Dr. Damon telling Dr. Heavenly, he don't really talk to her crazy. Well, not on camera. Basically, you need to watch her goddamn mouth. Because what happens is whenever you start doing all of this, right? And if you say something wrong to this man, or if you going off on so and so, and then then her husband jump in, now I gotta jump in, regardless if you right or wrong. I'm not gonna let nobody sit there and disrespect you or talk to you crazy. So, in order to make sure that I'm safe and that you don't put me in a position where now I have to potentially get hurt somebody, right? Just be quiet. you know? And I feel like with Tiffany has now put Lou in a position where he could have got his ass monkey stomped outside of that baby shower. Girl. Because Tiffany, quiet as his kept, you were dead ass wrong. You were dead wrong. And then you try and go to your husband as if somebody walked up to you and disrespected you. When the truth of the matter is, you were disrespectful to Sheree. Because those questions, again, as a viewer watching, I was entertained. But if Martell knew that you were going to do what you did, he probably wouldn't have invited you because that was a party for him to be celebrated. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. That it even sound like I'm taking up for Martell Holt. So you go to the house, y'all saw that grin that she had on her face. Like, I said, "Ooh, girl, she pregnant." Tiffany knows she's pregnant. Tiffany knows she's pregnant. I think that's the reason why Tiffany is kicking up so much chaos and confusion this season, because she's hiding behind that baby gut. Because she know nobody can't snatch her ass up. You know what I'm saying? Now Tiffany come back next season after the baby gut. I mean, after that baby is, she done dropped that load and she's still kicking up shit. Then I say, okay, well, girl, Tiffany, girl, she with the mess. But if Tiffany come back next season and she done did a 180, that's gonna let me know that, girl, you were hiding behind that pregnancy. And you knew nobody wasn't gonna mollywop your ass. That's why you was doing what you was doing. Um, I just, you know, if you're of the belief that men don't address women and women shouldn't address men, then you're probably going to say that Martell was out of line and Marceau was out of line, and Lou had every right to send her for his wife. But the truth of the matter, my truth is, girl, I don't really believe in that. I believe that men and women can have disagreements, confrontation. Now, I will say, if it got to a point where Martell and Marceau were being disrespectful, then at that point, yeah, girl, even if Tiffany was in the wrong, then girl, you might need to go tap your husband. Hey, these niggas up here really on some real, like, girl, I know I was wrong, but girl, they on some shit. Like, but I don't think it got to that point. Tiffany, you were messy. Your ass got checked. Marceau was really kind of being like the comic relief of the scene, if you ask me. You were embarrassed. You tried to use blended families as a way to cover up the fact that your ass was being messy. Tiffany, you were wrong. And then you go home to your husband, get your husband all gassed up. When the truth of the matter is, you should have just said, me and Martell had a conversation because, yeah, I was asking Sheree these questions. He got mad. I understand it, but it is what it is. I apologize. It's over with now. That's how a grown man or a woman handles their mess, right? You don't go home and then try and act like were done wrong, when the truth of the matter is you were in the wrong. um Kimmy and Maurice. I thought Kimmy looked absolutely gorgeous in the car when they were driving to. I think she had a doctor's appointment, and the sun was like, she just looked gorgeous. That's all I can say. I was like, oh my god, Kimmy looks so pretty. I love when she met up with her friend. She had the little red wig on. Oh, I said, oh, come on, Kimmy. Um, I was surprised and a bit confused on why they were so surprised that when you are going through something like cancer, your sex drive drops. Now, I don't know if I've ever heard that before, but I wasn't surprised when she said it. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, girl, do you know what's going on with your body? You know what I'm saying? And then if you going through chemotherapy and all that stuff, like, girl, who the fuck thinking about fucking? you know? So I was surprised that Kimmy was so surprised and her friend was so surprised. Like, what? I didn't like I said, I don't think I've ever heard that before, but I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not surprised. I don't know if that's for everyone, but yeah. So Maurice, I still get the niggas confused. Maurice and Kimmy. I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, Kimmy's basically saying, so Kimmy was basically saying that, her and Maurice have had, you know, conversations. One of the dilemmas that they've had in their marriage is sex. Um, Maurice can go, like the Energizer Bunny. And we remember them having the conversations last year with Dr. Francis, right? And so now Kimmy is going through this journey. And the thing that was an issue, she really has no desire to. She said she didn't want to have sex at all. Not just a little bit, but like not at all. And the only reason why she was doing it was so that her husband could get off because she know he wanted some. I don't know if I'm mad. I can't even be mad at Mark. Like I think I'm more mad at Kimmy. Like all BS aside, like girl, I get y'all be married. I understand y'all are married and y'all have this commitment towards each other. But girl, like it just sounded like it was almost cringy to hear this woman on TV say that I know that I'm going through breast cancer. I know I have one foot in heaven. And because we've had a conversation about our sex life, and even though I'm going through what I'm going through, I'm still gonna roll over on my back and let this big ass 200 plus man climb on top of me and girl, basically just use me as he wants to because I want him to be satisfied. Even though I'm probably sitting here, girl, feeling horrible, going through what I'm going through, girl, it's all about making sure that he's satisfied. Girl, listen, I could see if wasn't shit wrong with Kimmy, and Kimmy was just over there, and it's like, I'm about to say something that's gonna make some of y'all mad, but girl, remember we were talking about Quad and Dr. G? I don't think it's a reason to cheat. Girl, just leave the relationship, especially if you know that's a deal breaker for your relationship. With that being said, they were saying that Quad and Dr. G hadn't had sex in like 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years is a long time not to have sex. We need to figure out what's going on, why we don't have an active sex life because they were young, like in their 30s at the time, I think. Well, Dr. G, I think was probably in his 40s. What Quad was in her 30s. So it ain't like Kimmy just sitting at the house like Quad and just like I just don't want to fuck. And then we look up it's 3 years and pass. Like Kimmy over there going through some real life shit, you know? And while she's going through what she's going through, she's still concerned about making sure that her husband is satisfied. Girl, I'm not gonna lie, I did holler. When she basically said that she be faking it, and girl Maurice was looking. So she basically told Maurice she be faking it. And he was like, you be faking it. He was driving. She was in the passenger side. He was like, you be faking it. He was driving. He was like, you be faking it? Yeah, she be faking it. A lot of them girls. Sometimes, girl, let me shut up, girl. I was about to say the cancer probably ain't got nothing to do with it either. But anyway, she said she be faking it, but she's just trying to make sure that he gets off, right? So she's trying. So what I'm assuming is, not to, you know, paint an explicit picture, but I'm assuming she's like, kind of like making the noises and all that stuff to show that she's into it, but the whole time she's really not. I just was like, ooh, girl. I don't know what Kimmy's gonna do. I mean, well, I guess I think she's cancer free now, thank God. But I just was like, I was looking at Kimmy like, girl, I'm all down for making sure your partner is happy. I'm all down for making sure your partner is satisfied. But at what length, girl? Why you sitting there, girl, fighting for your life? And you still gotta make sure that your husband busts a nut? Oh, baby. That's what I don't know. That's why I ain't got no man. I ain't got no man. And girl, I don't want one if you gotta do all that shit. Girl, I gotta go to chemotherapy and come home and let your big ass climb on top of me. Count me out. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Shout out to all the bitches that do it, because I ain't doing it. Okay, shout out to y'all. Anyway, Shell. But again, like I said, I don't even know if I can really be mad at Maurice because I don't think Maurice knew. I think Maurice just kind of figured that, okay, my wife has breast cancer. We cut her hair off short. Um, she's going through her journey, but we're still trying to go about our life as smoothly as possible. And we still have an active sex life. But I don't think she ever told him. So that's why I don't even think we can really be mad at Maurice. Um she went out to dinner with her friend, and her friend was so pretty. Um, this is a thing. Kimmy says she doesn't feel, she doesn't feel pretty, and she doesn't feel, attractive and all that stuff, right? And I just think that when Kimmy says those things, I think that Maurice should just listen to what Kimmy is saying, acknowledge that, you know, babe, I hear you. I understand, I know you're going through a lot and you may not feel your best, but I'm here to let you know that you are absolutely gorgeous, right? I think what Maurice probably does is after Kimmy says, I don't feel pretty today, he just says, but you're absolutely gorgeous. Instead of like listening and acknowledging what she's saying and then probably like paying her with a compliment. So the baby shower. Girl. So everybody's at the baby shower and Melody arrives. She sits down at a table now, in all fairness, they were already having a conversation that had to do with Martell before Melody even made it to the table. I think Melody probably thought that they was trying to kick some mess off because she was there, but no, they were already having this conversation. Basically, they were. I think. Who was it? Letitia. Letitia. I think Tisha was telling them about Tiffany and that mouth of hers. And so when Mel walked up, here go Nell. So we're gonna keep having it. What did she say? So we're gonna continue this conversation since Mel is here. Girl, what? I said awkward. Girl, I said, girl, y'all too old not to know how to like. If you're, girl, I think everybody knows this. If you're having a conversation about someone and you know that somebody's about to join the table and it could be awkward or the conversation kind of involves them but not really like this situation, girl, y'all know that once that person gets to the table, girl, you just switch the conversation. Oh, hey man, how you doing, how the kids doing, and then everybody just start having their own side conversations. So I thought that was absolutely messy of Nail. um and then Stormy says, and then Stormy says, y'all heard about the other part? When Stormy says, so y'all heard about the other part? When I said, I holler. And then they was like, and then she was like, oh, oh. Oh, girl, I was cracking up. I was like, she's so messy, but it was funny though. Because I know why she was being messy, because she really don't, because she really don't see it for Mel right now. So she was trying to get Mel back. She was trying to get her lick back on Mel. So basically, she lets the table know that basically, and I hate the like. That's the thing. Like, so she lets the table know that Sheree basically said that Melody was a fan. And people have to be real careful. First of all, I hate the word fan. Um, I'm not gonna say I hate the word fan, but I hate that how it can be used. Like the way they're using the word fan in this situation is very messy, right? And then it doesn't make the situation any better when this person who you were a fan of is now dating your baby daddy, right? Mel says that she did like a hair expose or a hair festival or something like that. I can't remember. Or something like a hair, something that had to do with hair, a natural hair, like a natural hair um, festival. And she said Eva was there, Sheree was there. They took a picture together, but it wasn't like, oh no. I say, you know what? I believe Melody. That's what happened. They were all at this place together. I'm sure. I could see Melody saying, "Oh, hey, Sheree, blah 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 blah," and then they probably took a picture together. But I don't think that Melody. I don't think Melody went out of her way to like go see Sheree at this event, right? I don't think that's what it was, and I think that's how people are trying to make it. They were already at the same location, the same place, the same event. And girl, oh, there goes Sheree, girl. Hey, girl, you want to take a picture? And I think that's probably how it happened. And then that's when Martell and Marceau arrived, and Marceau didn't have anywhere to sit. And he was like, "I need a seat," and then Melody said, "You need a seat? You can have mine," because Martell was there. So Melody, was about to punch it. "Oh, you need a seat? You can have mine." But then when she got up and was walking out, and she said, "God bless y'all on y'all's journey," I said, "Girl, what?" I said, "Girl, what?" And then where did that come? I think Mel was just trying to get out of Dodge. Girl, I don't feel like going back and forth with this crazy ass nigga today. Um, and then that's when all the guys go outside and have a conversation. So crazy, like which is we know it's a lie because every time we look up, some man done unalived his baby mama, unalived his whole family, including the kids, everybody in the backyard floating upside down in the swimming pool. Y'all kill me with this whole men are not emotional. Girl, these niggas been almost girl, this is the second time these niggas almost came to blows. But y'all swear up and down that men are not emotional. Girl, I can't tell. The brother had to go outside to make sure that everything was going okay. And then on top of that, Maurice, you messy. Because Maurice, when you brought your ass outside, you wasn't supposed to go outside and start giving your input. You were supposed to go outside and say, "Hey, y'all are kind of loud. Y'all know this is a baby shower. Everybody can hear y'all." That's the most that Maurice should have said. You go out giving your 2 cents like you know what's going on. You don't even know what's going on. You just heard some shit from Tisha. And now you think you know the whole goddamn story. Why does this get the only people that should have been involved in that conversation was Tiffany and Martell, and not even Lewis. But Tiffany, Martell, and Sheree. And then if we want to bring Lewis into it, okay, whatever, child. But other than that, girl, didn't nobody else have no part, no business. Really should have just been between Martell and Tiffany. Quiet as it's kept. Tiffany should have just took her L. I was wrong. My bad. I'm sorry. But Tiffany didn't want to be wrong. That's the problem. I was going to a business meeting. Yeah, you were probably going to a business meeting, but girl, Tiffany was wrong in the conversation. All right, I'm done. I'm about to go ahead and watch the good fight. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.